Hi, welcome back. It is 9:14, and just a reminder, happening right now, KSAT Community is hosting a phone bank to support this year's Raul Jimenez Thanksgiving dinner. And of course, you can call in right now and make your donation.
That's right. This is an iconic San Antonio event, and it's a heartwarming example of community care and holiday spirit in action, and they could definitely use some of your help out there. And joining us this morning to tell us more about everything that has to go on with the Raul Jimenez Thanksgiving dinner and the mission is Jeff Curry. Jeff, you're a former committee member of the Jimenez dinner. Thank you very much for being with us. Tell us a little bit about yourself and why this dinner is important to you.
Okay. Well, I came here through the Air Force, through Randolph Air Force Base. And back then, I didn't have a lot of family here and everything. Heard about the Raul Jimenez Thanksgiving dinner. And as you're in the Air Force, you do get the chance to go out to other people's homes. There was no home for me to go to, so I went down to the Raul Jimenez Thanksgiving dinner. And then a few years after the Air Force, some things happened. I became homeless, for some small things. And I went down there and started helping out and everything. And once you go down there and help out and see all of the people and everything, I mean, you get that feeling of making a difference. And that's what I really love about the Raul Jimenez Thanksgiving dinner. It makes a difference for San Antonio and also a difference for a lot of the people, a lot of seniors there. You know, I really enjoyed walking around, talking to the seniors, trying to help. And after that, I met Miss Patricia and tried to become a member because I wanted to do more, you know. It takes a lot of money to put off that dinner and everything. As being on a board member, I got a chance to see how the operations work and everything, and wanted to give more. You know, the reason why I'm a former member because I moved back to Charlotte for a few years for work and everything. Now I'm back in San Antonio. Hope to be part of the committee again. But overall, we just want everyone to come down and do whatever you can to try to help this dinner. Anything that you can give today through the phone bank, we definitely appreciate it. All of the money goes directly to the dinner. It's not one of those profit agencies where some of the money goes in weird places or anything. But I have truly got to see 100% of the donations go to 100% of the cause.
And even before,
yes.
I was going to say, you know, you were saying that first you went, you know, to the Raul Jimenez dinner, and then you started, volunteering. You know, it must have stayed in your heart for you to want to give back.
Yes.
Tell us what it was that really moved you to become involved with the Raul Jimenez.
When you go down there, you get to talk to some of the people down there, especially some of the seniors and stuff. Those people haven't had anyone to talk to in a very long time. That's like a major thing for a lot of those seniors, and also a lot of the people that's homeless. And this dinner is a little bit different than most dinners. You know, they take care of the people that come down. They also take care of the people that cannot make it down by homebound meals. And most agencies and most cities, you know, if you can't make it, you don't get it. But Raul Jimenez Thanksgiving dinner really tries to make sure that the meals get to everyone possible. And that's what really touched my heart, was trying to do as much as I can. And then when I worked for Sprint, we got them involved and everything. And I bring in a lot of volunteers to help. And it became a family tradition for us to go down and help. There was times where we didn't do a Thanksgiving dinner on Thursday. We did it on that Friday just so my family could be down there and get everyone to help and donate and everything.
Well, we're glad people are calling right now.
There we go. Yes. They're listening to your story right now. Jeff, a bit of a difficult question, but what is your favorite thing about the Jimenez dinner? Is it the music, the community? Obviously, the food. It's got to be some good food, but you go ahead and share.
The food is excellent. I mean, you cannot beat the food at all. I got a chance to see how it was made and everything. But my number one thing is being able to socialize with the seniors and the people that's homeless and handicapped and different things like that. You know, showing those people that, hey, we love you as a city. You know, Raul Jimenez Thanksgiving dinner is an opportunity to see someone that hasn't had contact, that hasn't had any kind of help and everything. That's the number one cause, is, you know, I'm able to help.
I love that. And again, if you guys want to help too, I mean, maybe you can't make it out there, but you can help this way by calling that number on your screen. Of course, 210-351-1363. And of course, our friends are going to be taking your phone calls all day.
Please give today.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you very much, Jeff, for spending some time with us and sharing a little bit about your story and why this event is so important to you.
Thank you.
All right, Justin. And of course, we're all waiting for the Thanksgiving weather, but for now, pretty mild.
Let me just say that this is why we love San Antonio, because this is what we do. We take care of our community, and man, that is just such an incredible organization and incredible event. So yes, if you can donate, please do if you find it in your heart. Great story there. All right, outside right now, we've got cloudy skies here in San Antonio, 74 degrees. So we have jumped up a little bit here. 73 New Braunfels, 74 Converse, 68 Bernie, 74 right now in Stinson. It's been a warm, muggy morning. We have cloud cover still, and these clouds are going to hang on a little bit longer. This is the latest satellite picture. And we have some high clouds on top of some low clouds. That's the edge of the low clouds right there, by the way. So Kerrville, it's starting to kind of burn off a little bit. But just looking at this picture, I would say it's probably going to be another few hours for San Antonio before we can get the sun out. And so that may affect temperatures a little bit. I still think we'll make mid-80s here in San Antonio. 86 Stinson, 86 Converse, 84 Bulverde, 84 right now in Comfort, or not right now, but this afternoon in Comfort. Those will be your high temperatures. All right, Futurecast. Let's talk long-term now. And this is what I think everyone's excited about, that prospect for rain. So the reason we're going to have that chance is this area of low pressure here. It digs south and then works its way towards Texas. As we get into Wednesday, most of the action is going to be across parts of New Mexico. We may see some areas of showers and storms across our far western counties. I don't know that we'll see a whole lot in San Antonio, but I do think we could get a line of storms that work towards our neck of the woods by, say, midnight. That timing could change a little bit. We're still a ways out, but that's kind of the general idea. Showers and storms, a broken line of that. And then maybe Thursday morning, we do it again. Another kind of broken line working through. There may be one behind that. This is midday Thursday. Bottom line, it's not going to rain all day Thursday, but we'll have kind of bouts of rain perhaps. And with some of these lines, you could see some stronger storms mixed in there. Won't be on the far southern end of things, but we always can see a couple storms flare up. It's always a possibility here. We have the energy for that. Going into Thursday night, still some storms there, but I think everything will come to an end Friday morning. So rain chances look like this. As we get into Wednesday, 30% chance, mainly late in the day, 50% chance Wednesday night, and then Thursday, 60% chance. The timing again could change a little bit, but that's the thinking right now. And about a half an inch to an inch total, perhaps here around San Antonio, the I-10-90 corridor, and then the further north you go, higher the totals, 1 to 2 inches in the part of central Texas, and then maybe 2 to 3 inches up there around the Metroplex. If we could get, even just an inch of rain, that would be fantastic because we need it. 85 Tuesday, 83 Wednesday, 78 on Thursday with the rain around. And then behind that, we'll get some drier air and clearing skies Friday and Saturday. We'll be right back.
Hi, welcome back. It's about 9:25 now. So things have gotten more expensive in recent years, and it's why now more people are getting second or third jobs to put food on the table.
Yeah, KSAT digital journalist Christian Riley talked to a local parent about how she's navigating the holidays this year.
Do you ever feel like you have to work 2, 3, even 4 jobs just to make ends meet? Well, you're not alone.
Emotionally, it's really hard because you just feel like no matter how hard you're pushing, you're not winning.
More than 5% of employed Americans are working 2 or more jobs, according to federal labor stats. That's the highest it's been since the height of the 2008 recession.
There's a lot of uncertainty, and with uncertainty, people start thinking about ways to mitigate their risk.
With sticky inflation continuing to push prices higher, many people are picking up side jobs just to stay afloat.
Things just got really bad really fast. The prices for food, clothes for the kids.
That's Cindy Carter. She's a full-time nurse, content creator, and single mother of 3. But within the last 6 months, she started managing the social media pages of several local businesses to help keep food on the table.
You just feel like you're failing as a parent. I cannot get ahead. You think you're ahead, and then it's another expense.
And she's not alone. Some people are turning to technology to find side hustles. I spoke to the CEO of JobSnap, who says his app has grown in popularity as people look to market their skills for extra money.
There's a lot of folks that never thought they would find themselves in the gig economy.
With the holidays right around the corner, that's adding stress to many families.
It's really hard. I'm already trying to strategize Christmas, and I have no idea what's going to happen for Thanksgiving.
Cindy says she would do anything for her children.
It doesn't matter if you have money or you don't. When you're a parent, that survival mode just constantly kicks in.
Are you working a side hustle this holiday season? We want to hear from you. Send your story to criley@ksat.com. Christian Riley, KSAT 12 News.
Yeah, a lot of people doing that this year.
Absolutely, yes. And a lot of seasonal jobs, too, are available at different retailers. So there are some options, but you're right. Everyone's trying to stretch their dollars nowadays.
Definitely. Well, time now is 9:27, and we're at 74 degrees for now. You're watching GMSA at 9.
And coming up in a few moments here, you recognize this name, this face. That would be Tejano music star Bobby Pulido. I did a sit down with Bobby to talk about his transition from the musical stage over to the political arena. That story coming up with Bobby Pulido in just a bit. Welcome back. It is now 9:31. Well, San Antonio City Council members have been getting some of the best seats in the House for years.
It is a perk that the city has offered for years.
When you first heard that, what did you think?
It looks bad, it smells bad, and it leaves a bad taste in everyone's mouth.
What benefit do constituents get when their council member goes to a big concert, a sporting event, and gets to sit in the city suite?
I don't think that the average person receives any benefit from their local elected officials being treated in this way, but really is left only with questions.
Well, KSAT Investigates has spent the last few weeks asking current and former elected officials that same question.
And our Danielle Ibarra has gone through thousands of pages worth of records she found since 2023. The city has offered the complimentary tickets at least 40 times.
And Daniela is joining us right now in studio to talk more about her story. First of all, Daniela, thank you for being here. But what made you want to start looking into this?
Yeah, so back in April, you might remember we did a story on the city spending $20,000 on tickets for council members and their guests to attend the Final Four, specifically at the Alamo Dome. And that's what our whole story is focused on tonight. Lots of our viewers had strong reactions to that, and they wanted to know what other events these council members got to attend. So our story tonight focuses on the tickets given to events specifically at the Alamo Dome, but these records show some council members also got offers and took some of these offers to go to concerts at the Majestic, Spurs games, and even festivals. There was one mention of a taco and tequila festival that one of the council members got.
Gotcha. Well, speaking of the council members, are they required to share that they got these tickets or these perks?
Yeah, so that's one of the questions that I asked the city earlier today, or earlier this week, I should say. And when it comes to the Alamo Dome's tickets, the city says no. So I asked that question after going through all these records, because I looked through every council member's disclosure forms for the last few years. None of these tickets were noted on those forms, and so I asked a city spokesperson about that. He told me the tickets are given to the Alamo Dome by the event organizer, and since the tickets are given to the venue and not individuals, the city says they are not considered gifts or required to be disclosed.
Okay, Daniela, anything else that people should just know about your story when it comes to some of these perks and tickets? And this does include former council members as well, right?
Yeah, so we started looking in 2023 through, I believe it was June of this year. Okay. So we wanted to see if there was some overlap with the current council. We only got through the Shakira concert, so if there's been any events at the Alamo Dome since, we don't know about that. But I will say that none of the new council members are on this list. So it's a lot of the council members that have been on since 2023.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I bet a lot of people in the city are going to be watching closely tonight. Thank you, Daniela.
Thank you.
And again, tonight on the Night Beat, we're going to show you who's taken up the city's offer the most.
And of course, this story is going to air right after the Cowboys Monday Night Football game, where you could watch that right here on KSAT 12.
Look outside with a live cam. Not a cold November morning, 74 degrees. Yeah, pretty mild.
No, and I was looking back through some of my Facebook memories or whatever. We've had some really cold days in November, so this is a far cry from that. It is so very warm, and we were close to a record yesterday. It's going to be plenty warm today and tomorrow. I'm going to start though with the pollen count. This is fresh, just coming into us. Molds are low at 230, so we still don't have any issues in the allergens, and that's good. We'll continue to cruise there. All right, temperature-wise, we're in the upper 60s for Comfort, Kerrville, Bandera, mid-70s here in San Antonio, despite the fact we are overcast right now. Those skies will eventually clear, and I think we'll get some sun by the afternoon, which will push temperatures into the 80s. 83 at 2 o'clock, 85 at 3 p.m., and 85 for a high right around 4 p.m. this afternoon, and then down into the upper 70s tonight. Of course, the big story is that chance for thunderstorms coming up. Also, we're going to talk about the fact that November has been really hot. Where does it rank? We'll take a look coming up in just a couple minutes.
All right, thank you, Justin. Well, we have some pictures here for you. You may recognize Bobby Pulido. Of course, he is known for his decades of Tejano music. However, he's now taking his talent from the stage to the political arena.
Yes, using his voice in a different way, if you will. He says he's running for Congress in a newly redrawn district, and he's going to fight for South Texas families.
It was the right time, and you know, the beauty of it is nobody's taken away my musical career or my music.
After more than 3 decades, Tejano music star Bobby Pulido will now use his voice on a different stage.
Have belief in myself and what my vision is for the people I want to represent.
Pulido is running as a Democrat for Texas's 15th congressional district. What does a bipartisan mindset look like to you?
I believe that Democratic values are really good, but there's some that my constituents don't agree with, and whatever that may be, I don't think that you should choose the party over your people.
During our sit down, we discussed everything from immigration and small business to healthcare and labor shortages, including sectors like farming, construction, and home building.
I think it's a myth that you can get rid of that type of labor and then Americans will just step right in and do it. It's skilled labor, so learning how to do a lot of those jobs takes a lot of time and experience to learn it.
How would you kind of address some of the things that we're seeing in terms of healthcare issues?
I don't have health insurance, not because I can't afford it. It's just not a good value. We should be able to offer it at an affordable rate.
Pulido is running in a newly redrawn district that has leaned heavily Republican and wants to focus on South Central Texas families.
We're very proud people. We're very proud. We're very hardworking. I think that both parties have neglected the middle class. They're working sometimes 2 jobs and they get no help. I mean, childcare is expensive.
Why do you feel that you are the best candidate to flip an area or a district?
I'll tell you, where I live, I don't have broadband. My biggest strength is I'm a rural guy, and my district is all rural, pretty much. It's not about money. I want to make a difference for the people of South Texas and South Central Texas, and so I want to be a voice.
All right, that was Bobby Pulido right there. Well, the incumbent in this district is Republican Monica de la Cruz. She sent us a statement in response to Bobby Pulido entering the race that said, in part, there will be plenty of time for politics next year. Right now, I'm delivering on what South Texas elected me to do, securing millions of dollars to grow our local economy, protecting Social Security and Medicare, and lowering costs for families, end quote. All right, former San Antonio Mayor Ron Nirenberg throwing his name into the race for Bexar County Judge. So over the weekend, he made this big announcement. Before that, I was able to talk with him one-on-one about this decision.
So he told RJ that several county issues and why he feels it's time to get back to work. So Nirenberg said that some of his priorities include public safety, overcrowding at the jail, plus reform at the DA's office.
You make sure that the east side ultimately gets what is promised to them.
You know, we need to make sure that we're getting the most out of the resources that we're putting in, and that means leveraging the opportunities in the private sector. And you've got to have a leader that's going to be focused, that's going to negotiate.
Well, Nirenberg said that protecting the Edwards Aquifer is also high on his list. He is challenging Peter Sakai, who recently posted on social media that the former mayor is only in this race for bigger political ambitions. And we reached out to Judge Peter Sakai, and he sent us this statement, released it over the weekend, about his own re-election campaign. He said, quote, I officially filed for re-election surrounded by family and supporters. He concluded it by saying, quote, voters are going to have a clear choice. Ron wants to build a jail and promote divisiveness. I want to help people put food on the table, end quote. You can read Judge Peter Sakai's full statement on KSAT.com.
All right, let's go ahead and check in again on our KSAT Community Phone Bank that's happening right now this morning, and it'll be happening all day. So the donation is going straight to help the Raul Jimenez Thanksgiving dinner.
All right, so they serve about 25,000 meals each year. We've been saying that that's probably going to increase this year, and this goes to seniors and many of those in need across the San Antonio area and nearby communities. And
you can see the representatives are here taking your call to answer any questions that you have.
All right, so the number there, 210, we just saw 351-1363. You can also scan that QR code on your screen to learn much more about today's phone bank and also the Jimenez dinner.
All right, well, the time now is 9:39 and we're at 74 degrees for now.
You're watching GMSA at 9 o'clock, and coming up about this, Steph.
Yeah, that's right. So, of course, we love San Antonio here, but did you know that it's ranked #1 to have Thanksgiving? We're going to tell you why coming up.
9:43, welcome back. Well, for a lot of people out there, it's already time to get ready for Thanksgiving. Maybe you're getting ready to cook or to host, or maybe even both. However, did you know that the best place to have Thanksgiving is right here in the Alamo City?
That's right. We're not kidding about this one. So Wallet Hub has the research to back that up, and they released the report on their best places to go for Thanksgiving in 2025. And of course, San Antonio is #1. We all love San Antonio here. It is a great place to live. But why is it number one when it comes to a Thanksgiving destination?
But what's interesting, what people are looking at now when it comes to celebrating Thanksgiving is affordability and weather. And San Antonio does have both of those things going for it because it is it's quite affordable.
According to Wallet Hub, San Antonio is a great place to visit and either have your Thanksgiving feast at a restaurant or pick it up from there.
Now, what's key here is that it's a good place for people who want to dine out for Thanksgiving. And that's becoming more and more of a thing. If nothing else, it's kind of a stress reliever. In a lot of cases, it might even be a budget reliever because it takes the stress out of all the cooking and all the logistics.
So here's a quick look at the top 4 spots for the best Thanksgiving. San Antonio at the top, of course, and you see another Texas city, Dallas, at number 4.
San Antonio and some of the other Texas cities that made the top 10. Weather's a factor. Precipitation is usually pretty low. In fact, in San Antonio, it's almost non-existent during Thanksgiving season, and the temperature is pretty mild also.
Very exciting for San Antonio. So Susan Toronto Etheridge, the president and CEO of Culinaria, says local chefs and restaurants understand how important it is to be able to create memories while staying cognizant of their means, especially around the holiday. She said they were thrilled that San Antonio was number 1. And speaking of, this is why San Antonio came in number 1. So when they were looking at this, we came in number 3 for affordability. And this means not only just eating out at a restaurant here, but it also means picking up food from a restaurant for your family. And apparently, we're doing really well with pumpkin patches in our area and our holiday decoration shops and holiday decorations. So we're talking about our Christmas lights. People love it here. And, some people want cold weather and snow, but some people just want it mild. So number 2 for the weather forecast.
I don't mind sitting by the pool on Thanksgiving.
Right? I mean, we're used to it here. We don't have to go anywhere.
Yeah, and it's funny, the holiday decoration shops, I know that there's a lot of them here because my wife, she buys stuff from all of them.
Yeah, got to get ready for the season from all of them.
Yeah.
Check.
And I think there's so much great stuff to do when we talk about Thanksgiving, that time of the year. We have the holiday, the River Parade, and then we have the Travis Park. We're going to get the tree there. So there's a big Christmas lighting ceremony. So several different things to do around the Riverwalk and many parts of town.
Exactly. Yeah, and then Wallet Hub also said that as far as like hotels, so maybe you can't stay with your family at their house, that apparently we're pretty affordable when it comes to the hotels as well. So
there you go. I always say it, but I mean it. I'm proud to be a San Antonian, man. We have so much going on. It really is cool. And the Jimenez dinner, I mean, it's just all good.
Yeah.
I love all of it. Let's talk about Thanksgiving real quick since we're on the topic. What is the weather going to be like? We mentioned that it's usually pretty nice, and we have potential for it to be nice this year too. Now, I think what is unlikely is that we'll be in the 80s, and that is because we do think there will be a front sometime around Thanksgiving. Now, timing is we're still too far off to talk anything specific here. But what's likely is 70s. That's what climatology tells us. And if we're looking ahead, that's the most likely scenario. But there is a chance, depending on when the front comes through, that it could be cooler than that. So that'll be something that we'll be watching next week. And once we get a little bit closer, we will, of course, fill you in as soon as we get the details. Yesterday, hottest place in the country, right here in South Texas, Junction, technically in our viewing area, 94 degrees. Pretty impressive stuff for November. We won't be quite that warm today, but it's going to be warm nonetheless. You look at November in general, we've had so many days here above average. Where you see a day that's in orange, that denotes above average. The red day is where we've had a record-setting temperature. Gray is average, and blue is below average. So only one day in which we were below average. And if you average out the numbers, our daytime high has been 81 on average, which would, if the month were to end today, it would be number 1. Now, look, we're going to get some fronts. We'll probably fall a little bit below that, but pretty impressive nonetheless. All right, right now we're at 74, 75 Port SA, 71 Palo Verde, 75 in Seguin. In the forecast for today, takes us to 78 by noontime. At that point, we should start to see a little bit of sun. Then we'll see quite a bit more as we get into the afternoon, which will push temperatures into the mid-80s. Here's the big picture across Texas with the visible satellite picture here. And we've got quite a few low clouds that have built in. Indication we've got some good moisture flowing up across parts of East Texas. That's where most of the clouds are right now, but these will scatter out like they have. And if you look at the futurecast here, there's our area of low pressure that brings us rain Going into Thursday, well, we'll start with some small rain chances on Wednesday, and that's because, yes, the low is still back out over parts of Arizona, but we'll have some lift out ahead of it. And so I think we'll get some showers and storms Wednesday afternoon. Now, one thing I do want to watch Wednesday afternoon are any of these storms that come off the mountains of Mexico. Sometimes they can be quite rough, and that's a possibility. But mostly this is probably just going to be showers and a couple storms for our western counties. Now, that may congeal into a line of showers and storms overnight Wednesday into Thursday morning. We'll have to see how this plays out because, you know, you get a heavy line of storms that could kill the atmosphere, like get all the energy out of it, and you don't have anything left for these storms that may develop behind it. So that's going to be important on how this plays out. But I still think on Thursday, that's going to be our best chance for storms. And this particular model brings in another broken line of storms noontime. And with these storms, there could be some strong storms. I'm not looking for widespread severe weather, but gusty winds, some hail. And then also we may see some street flooding in spots. I think those are kind of the main concerns, right? So as we go into Thursday night, a few more storms before we clear out on Friday. So 85 Tuesday, 83 Wednesday, 30% chance of rain, 60% chance Thursday. Thursday is probably the day where you want to have your umbrella with you. Make sure your windshield wipers are working because we haven't used them in 2 months.
Right.
77 Friday, 76 Saturday. So the weekend looks good. I think we may have another chance of rain to start the holiday week, which we'll dig in a little bit more on that tomorrow.
We need the rain, but hopefully by next week it'll dry up, at least for the Christmas River Parade.
Well, like I said, it does appear like there's going to be a front sometime around Thanksgiving. It's just a matter of when we can nail down that timing.
All right, we'll check back with you, Justin.
All right.
All right, thank you very much for that, Justin. Okay, let's check in with our friends over at SA Live right now.
Yes.
They're having a lot of fun on this Monday morning. But again, if you're looking for a place for a staycation, they've got you covered.
Yes, they do, especially our Jada Pickett. She has a place for you. So she's talking about a gym inside the historic Gunter Hotel. Check it out.
Wake up, everyone, wake up. I picked a new restaurant for us to try, so get out of bed, grab your slippers, do whatever you've got to do because we are going on a breakfast adventure. We're headed to breakfast at one of the sweetest and most historic spots in the city, the Gunter Hotel. And inside, a brand new restaurant called Jots. The second you walk in, Jots pulls you in. The space is bright and beautiful, and it is the perfect blend of historic charm and modern design. It's elegant but easygoing, polished but never pretentious. You can tell this isn't just a hotel restaurant. It is a full-on dining experience. Their menu is full of renovated staples, just like the Gunter Hotel. It's the comfort food you know, but with a Jots twist. It's the kind of, I didn't know breakfast could taste this elevated moment. Jots describes itself as a creator's salon, a place meant to inspire you, spark something in you, awaken that creative side. And honestly, sitting here, I felt that. It feels like a place where you could plan your next big idea over French toast and coffee. I got to try quite a few items off of their menu, and honestly, each one had its own personality. Let's start with the grilled pineapple French toast. That was a showstopper. Perfectly caramelized pineapple on top of golden toast, just the right balance of sweet and tart. It's sunshine on a plate. Then there's the French omelet. It's light, delicate, and it melts in your mouth. It's super soft and simple but elegant, the kind of dish that shows how good technique makes all the difference. For something a little cozier, the steel-cut oatmeal was creamy, warm, and beautifully presented. It's literally comfort food that feels nourishing and thoughtful. And of course, you can't skip their classic breakfast. Eggs your way, perfectly crisp breakfast potatoes, and buttery toast. It's that no-fail, feel-good combo that's executed perfectly. And when I spoke with the director of food and beverage, she shared that the goal was to reinvent familiar dishes, to take what people already love and make it memorable. You can literally taste that intentionality in every bite. And here's what I love most. Jots works for any occasion, breakfast meetings, brunch with friends, or a dinner date downtown. The space transforms effortlessly from morning glow to evening elegance. Honestly, when someone tells you the story behind your meal, the food starts to taste different. So if you're wondering, Jada, why do you pick Jots? This is why. Because it's not just breakfast. It's breakfast with intention. It's creativity. It's people who care about the experience you're having. It's classic dishes reimagined. It's modern comfort. It's a morning that feels good from the first sip of coffee to the last bite of pineapple French toast. So here's your invitation. If you're in downtown San Antonio and you want a breakfast spot that feels like a morning reset, go to Jots. Bring a friend, bring a journal, bring your appetite. Order something classic. Try something new. Let the place inspire you the same way it inspired me. Jots is named after Jonathan Jot Gunter, one of the key financiers who helped bring the original Gunter Hotel to life in 1909. But the restaurant isn't just using his name, they're using his spirit. Jot is described as someone who lived a multifaceted, multi-dimensional life. Someone who drew every bit of nectar from the flower of life. That's the energy here. Thanks for waking up with me today. I'm Jada Pickett, and this has been another episode of Jada Picks It. For more information on Jots, go to SALive.com, click on the As Seen on SA Live tab, or just scan the QR code on your screen. Follow us on Instagram at SA Live KSAT, Jada Picks It, and subscribe to our YouTube channel at SA Live.